Hi, this is me. I get real. Turn this way. So it's 8. It's 8 a.m. and it's like dark-ish. I should probably open up the whole blind. This is me. I get real, and this is a check-in. So it's been about a week and a half of being on the online dating sites. There's 3 sites. One you have to pay for to get messages. The other 2 I can get messages, but I I had a few. Excuse me. I have a lot. I have 50 items from my eBay store. I gotta relist. I've had a few conversations, and then these people disappear, or I just end the conversation. I'm like, that's pretty lame. Um, so I was watching a video yesterday. I rewatched that second half because I feel like I don't remember it, about a black woman being scared to flirt with someone in the office, a white guy, because of everyone's watching, and she was trying to get over her fears, and she was kind of like future tripping, what people are going to think, all that stuff. And I thought about that. It's like, oh, if it's like what you say with kids. Oh yeah, I'm going to leave for the weekend. Don't you dare have a party. Like if you say that, then that's all you're going to think about, and you're probably like. But if you say, okay, just like, I want you to be the only ones in the house, you know, when you go out to meet your friends, go out somewhere else. Like you want to say something. Whoa, why is there all this calendar stuff? So every person that I talked to a lot totally disappeared, and I got really sad. And it's like when I work at a job where you do customer service, and when the customer pays, they're supposed to tip you, and they don't. So that happened like yesterday. Like I went hours and received $1 from somebody, like 6 hours into the work, and then I received, somebody gave me $2 in their change. Someone gave me their nickel. They're like, oh yeah, you keep that. I was like, dude, I was like bending over backwards for these people. I was just like, but like whatever. I'm gonna, you know, add that nickel to something else. So when I talked about this other person video doing the positive thoughts, law of attraction, and avoiding the rehashing or playing out the negative, but instead meditate and play out the positive. And I'm learning to do this, and I don't want to be a slow learner. Um, when it comes down to it, I'm a different type of person than when people look at me and think, oh, like, I've lived in the Pacific Northwest since 2001. Everywhere else I lived in the country, a lot of people were really, really racist and really violent, more violence, like hands-on violence, and threats to destroy your house or burn your house down, or talking about guns and fighting. Back in the middle of the country, I had more threats for my life, for my spouse, my ex-spouse, and out here it's just a lot of passive aggressive, and like they'll block you from reaching your goals. And um, I've spent the past, gosh, it's been 17 years dealing with people looking at me and calling me sir, 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 because it's like they don't look at you. A lot of people won't look at you if you're black because they don't like you or they're intimidated and afraid. So they just see this darkness. And I frequently, I don't have long hair, and they see this darkness and they see like, they just assume you're a dude. And like I was like, how would I even be able to attract a hetero male if people don't look to see that I'm a female? Now, there's a lot of people that are transgender. There's a lot of people, like one of my favorite people that I used to see at the college. He had short haircut, a male name, clean face, like not like no facial hair, some boobs, like jeans and a t-shirt kind of dress. I don't know if it was jeans and t-shirt or button-up shirt, like a casual dress. And then they had like French tips on their nails. And that person was really nice. Is that the same person that I used to talk to that person all the time? And they said they had a job in a store, a grocery store, I think. I don't know what it was. And that the owners were they Jehovah's Witness or Mormon? Oh, sorry, I forgot. One of those, because I said, oh, I'm a Christian and I don't judge people. And this guy said, oh my God, the bosses are so nice to me. They treat me like a human. Like he was just, I was so happy because the church I was going to would not have, like I don't, like I think this person was gay or bi. I don't care, but you could tell that they had made some changes, like subtle changes. Um, but I was so happy to hear that someone who believed in Jesus would treat this guy with dignity, and he was so nice, like in white male, I believe male. They at the time I didn't. At the time, actually, since 2004, I've been using. I had been using a clinic that was set up for homeless and street kids, and uh, they did have the gender neutral bathrooms, and they did have. They weren't using the words they were using the words they, z. Something I think it was ze. So they had every time you came in, you had to fill out an intake form, and it said pronoun preferred or whatever, like he, she, ze, like like that was really easy for me. It was really easy for me because when I've gone so much in my life without any men finding me attracting or interesting, I spent a period of my life. I it's like I have not had unconditional love as a child, for male or female, and it's like I feel like my social problem is trying to get that type of attention or fill in the gaps from what's missing. And there's not going to be like that's a different type of. I mean, unless you just have buddies, that's a different type of love. Like I don't know how to say it. That's a different type of. It's in a way there's like if you were married to your soulmate, there's still unconditional love. There's intimacy love. There's best friend love. Soulmate. Like there's still different types of love. I remember one of those series on what is your love language. But I was like I didn't think in these type of terms when I was a young adult. But I said I'm gonna like have fun and not spend every second every day thinking that I'm going to go and meet. Like it's like disappointing when you think for decades that you're gonna meet and have an intimate relationship with somebody, and especially one that's not abusive. I'm gonna return a message, and so I was hanging out with quite a few gay men and in Detroit, and from a small town, and I don't know what it is about me. I'm just like so compassionate and so, like, I just am so compassionate and so, I just, people will be overwhelmed because this is so crazy. I already liked these people. Let's save this. Okay, let's finish this. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I just went out, partied, met people, dressed up to go to these parties, listen to good music, traveled around to go listen to good music, and eat my bubble gum, bubble gum and water. And I, who's this guy? Your profiles. Okay, I wrote that. I'm gonna respond to this one guy. Me and my daughter is not. She doesn't want me to meet a guy that I'd have to take care of. I'm just gonna respond. So I took somebody's advice and got rid of a couple guys. And I did that in 2016. And I feel like in my heart, these people aren't really your friends. They don't know you as a person. And they're not in the same spiritual place where you feel like you're led to do certain things. And I have to be real honest with what I feel in my heart. Some things I speak up to others, like because of my background. When I was being abused, I didn't know that that was not love, because that's how the parents were. And you think you want to learn language and think that parent means loving figure. So whatever action they do is what you receive. Beatings, telling you they're gonna kill you. Taking out your favorite toys in front of you and breaking them. So that's the type of marriage that I got into, and I swear this dating website. I think I've looked at the pictures so much that this guy got a good picture of his balding hair. Do you ever look at some of these people and it's like they look like they're looking for a hookup? I think that certain ways people look are that's what they. It's like a prostitute is young, has a body, and they get that sexual attention. And then it's like you have a different look, and it's kind of like, oh, okay, I'm looking, maybe looking for something else. So on these dating websites, what are the things about? See, I saw all these already. About what they say about their drug usage. Or if they say they're looking for short and long-term dating, new friends, and open to non-monogamy. It's like, because of the culture, are you saying that in case you don't want to block out other people's ideas of what they want out of life? And because it's like sometimes you don't, like, for me it's like I don't want to judge someone because they put on there that they're looking for a hookup. They're saying they're being honest, but you could go out with that person. Like I could like block that person or not block. Like, I don't know, I'm not looking for that. You could go out with that person and be like, well, that's not really what I'm looking for, like opposites. And you could be like, end up having each other fall for each other and like form a monogamous relationship. Like, you know what I mean? Or they could say, oh, I'm looking for a long term, I'm not into flings or hookups or this or that. And you could go out with them and think it's going well, and then they could try to hook up with you, and then you either don't or do, and then you find out that they're just, that's what their intention is, but they said something else. So there's that toss up there. Um, so this other website I was considering paying for with a prepaid debit card. But let's see. I think I'm trying to think about what to do like that. If I'm gonna do it, it's like part of the experiment, then it's part of the experiment, whatever. Um, when I think of something like this, I think my son. What did he mention? Christian harmony or Christian? Is that called Christian harmony? Is that what it's called? E-harmony? Christian? What? No, Christian mingle. I was like, my son. I said, oh, I was doing this online. He's like, have you gone on Christian mingle? Like, no. I didn't get to pay for that one. Huh? So it's like this. I'm gonna respond to this message. It's not really any question or anything, but I'm gonna respond. Okay, so let's see. So a lot of the people like come and go, like favorite you, and then they go. Okay, so this person, I'm gonna, oh, I'm like on this computer. I'm gonna request pictures. I'm gonna say, I don't think I responded. Talking to someone in person is so valuable. I'm just gonna send it. I'm gonna request pictures from this person. Alright, my picture of this on the site is ridiculous. So I only have 2 views and now no likes, no more favorites. Alright, so some of these websites are, you see all the dating websites, you see people, let's see, this guy is single. Let's see, some of these people. Let's read it. Some of these people are looking for, they're looking for friends with benefits, or they're married or something like that. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna write a message. So here's what I'm gonna say. Okay, I'm just gonna like write a message. I've been reflecting on my thoughts and feelings on this journey experiment, avoiding insanity of thinking that for 14 years I'm looking for even just to go out and hang out with somebody, with a guy, like being able to, that whole spiritual and faith that God protects you. Like, there's a lot of fears, there's a lot of things. It's like if people don't have the same spiritual life. It's like, oh, don't go out with anyone. Oh, don't meet anyone. Oh, someone's gonna like. Even people in my church, my old church, people are gonna molest your kids. Don't go out with them. But if you have your higher power saying, call this person, go out with this person, blah 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 blah. Excuse me. And you have this. Wait. Yeah, you have your higher power saying, go out with this person. Like, even if it didn't work out, it's like safe. It's a good place to make friends and conversation and good times for your. It's like you're growing older, and then this person is saying, no, don't do it, don't do anything, just sit there. But what I find about people is that they're doing all the things and more that they're telling you not to do. They're going out with a lot of people. They're cheating on their spouse um, on online dating. You know they're letting you know child molesters hang out with their kids and do drugs in their house and stuff. Like, and they're just like, don't take any. Oh, shoot, I hate when it's like, okay, this guy is not chatting me. It's been 24. It's 23, 24 hours since my last message from this person. Let's find the favorites on this one. So on other sites, I can't see the likes um, or anything. Wait, did I not favorite this person? Oh yeah, I did. Okay. All right, let's check this guy's site. I don't like this guy's name. Some people tell you what. Okay, let's message this guy. If you send the same message to people, you ever do this like on text? Like, I would text the same two people, and then, well, like one my kid and one people I was shadowing, and I would like get them mixed up. I was like, oh god, it's like the same two people, and it's like, make sure that you're responding to the right person because some of this stuff is super sensitive. Okay, it's time for my Spanish lesson. It's my email saying. So when I started this video just now, I talked about I don't have a water bottle, do I? I talked about um the law of attraction and positive thought. And I thought to myself, I wanted to bring out my flaws. It's like, ooh, I'm just being fake. No, I'm not being fake. I'm not hiding anything. I'm not devious. People can to meet you and decide they like you and be like, oh, I'm fine with their habits or their flaws, or they like to throw their socks all over the floor when they come in the house. That might irk somebody, but if the benefits outweigh the negatives, then it doesn't matter. But if you don't meet the people and you don't know them, and you start blurting out like, "Oh God, I come in the house, throw my socks off, and leave the house with the dishes undone," like they might be like, "Oh, that's one of my biggest turn off," So I have to be real careful there, and not feel guilty about keeping it real, like real time, keeping it real. I'm gonna report back to do some um, messaging and some weigh-ins and start getting the listing. But one of the worst things for me is for positive thought is negative thought of people don't like me because of my race, and I just have to say if 99% of the people don't like me, they make a judgment call, you don't need to be trying to date 99% of people. You need that 1%. Who's the 1%? Like, who, then those people are the ones, like, you don't even want to try these people. These people are the ones you want to go out and know that they are confident enough in themselves that they're not going to racially profile the dates to say that they're bringing themselves down because they're with me. And there's a lot of wise men that tell me, like, how much of a good catch that I would be, but they're not, like, available. Like talking, I say wise, like older people. They're like, wow, and 20-something-year-old women are like, and men, they're like, are you kidding me? Like, you're single? Like, really? Like, you're like awesome. That's what I get in person. And you want to be like, okay, can you introduce me to someone? But all your friends are like 20, so maybe not right now. So what hurts is knowing that um, everything is weird. Because I'm like, oh, I'm mostly like vegan except for honey, like this and this and this, raw foods, healthy, like well educated, like a business owner, like people want to put you in a box, a stereotype, and say, no, black people don't do that. And it's like, I'm a human being. I'm not a black people. I'm a human who's an individual who wants to do what I want. So with that, I'll check in. I gotta read this book by Colonel somebody because it's due. Oh shoot, where's my book? It's due back at the library. And another book that's due back. Today's the 4th. I have 2 days to find out. I have no clue. I have an application or email I got from, or something from the Aerospace Medicine Primary Course 101 at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio. This is the area, this is where the base that my mom and dad met. I'm going to take this class, but I have to, medical students. I have to have a physical and be willing to engage in frequent and regular aerial flights. I don't understand. This is a high security job, or class. But this is in this book, and I'm going to finish reading this book because it's due back. I have this much left. And, so yeah, I'm going to check in and get my morning going, and I want to cry about it. And I said, why waste energy? You're already dehydrated on trying to find validation from other people that I'm expecting